Hey guys, welcome back to From Wed to Med. I'm Lex, and today I have a special guest with me, my husband Julius Haynie, and we're going to just share with you guys a little bit about our story and how we met and what it's like for us being in a distance marriage.
Yeah, so me and Alexis met in high school. I was playing football. She was on the dance team, the hip hop dance team for one. And I showed up. We had a mutual friend by the name of Angie Holiday.
Now, Dr. Angela Bell, working in the DMV area.
My apologies.
Yes.
Miss Dr.
Put some respect
Angie.
on her name.
Put some respect on it. Forgive me.
Yes.
But yeah, she had told me that Alexis was practicing and that on that particular day. So I came in, offered Alexis a piece of gum, and it took off from there. She wanted to be in my life. So, hey, worked out.
Yeah, that's one way of the story. I remember some of that. I do remember Angie telling me about him, and at the time I had just transferred into Guilford High School, so I didn't know anybody really. She and I became friends because we were both on the same dance team and had mutual classes and stuff like that. But they kind of talked through some stuff and arranged it where he happened to be walking in the same area that I was walking in, and it just all of a sudden everybody else in dance practice disappeared, and it was just him there offering a piece of gum. But anyway, we exchanged numbers, and it took a couple of weeks, or probably a couple of months actually, and we were text back and forth. I was only 15 at the time, and I wasn't allowed to date until I was 16. So we went on our first date in February after I turned 16. So after that, we talked a little bit more. By the end of the year, I actually moved again and transferred, so we stopped dating. And we kind of lost ties. We weren't really communicating after that too much.
No, at that time, we lost ties. I ended up going off to school in Virginia at the Virginia State University, Rapid, landed a Trojan. And so we ended up...
So you're so proud.
Oh, very proud, very proud. Trojan Explosion, how y'all doing? VSU, shout out. But to keep on task, Alexis ended up going off to Lake Forest. And when I came back one summer, we had mutual friends that had told me that she had a graduation party and she wanted me to come. And so I said, why not? And I would go up and see her there.
Right, and then we exchanged numbers for the second time. And then I went to school. I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. We didn't really talk too much, just text every now and then, like, hey, how you doing? But that summer between my freshman and sophomore year, we hung out. We were both home at the same time. And then we started dating my sophomore year, and this February would be 8 years of us dating if we weren't married. So we've been dating a long time. We've known each other for a very long time.
A very long time. Yeah.
But in that, one thing we have learned is communication.
Yeah, communication, as you all know, is big in any relationship. And for us, that's what our main source was, being that I was in Virginia and Alexis was still in Illinois. And so that's where we built from. I mean, we have memories of us staying on the phone for hours until the next morning.
I remember my mom yelling about that phone bill from those hour conversations.
And so communication was always big for us, and that's how we pretty much grew and stayed in touch. And after that, I ended up graduating in 2012 from Virginia State University. Ended up coming back, and there is when there was a shift in the relationship. Not a bad one, but a positive one, being that we transferred our communication from being on the phone to now in person. And that was different. It may not seem like it was, but it really is, because now we're in person, we're talking to each other, we have facial expressions, and
I have a lot of those.
A lot of them.
Gotta learn them.
And now we have to interact with each other on a one-on-one basis in a personal level. And from there, it took off. I loved her smile, and it grew from there.
Yeah, and so we had that time together in person for a bit, and he started working full time, and I was finishing up my last year of school. And then when I moved back, when I was done with school, I moved back to Rockford, so we were both here together. And we were able to kind of actually, date, see each other a couple times a week, go out, mingle with each other's families and things like that, and just built our foundation, And then in March 2017, Julius proposed, and that was a big deal.
So let me tell you about this.
That was pretty crazy.
How smooth this brother is right here.
Oh goodness.
So I had in March it was my birthday, and so I wanted to do something really big for Alexis on that weekend, and I knew I wanted to marry her at the time. I just couldn't figure out when I wanted to do it or how I wanted to do it. So I ended up taking her on a helicopter ride in Chicago. Real snazzy, right? I don't know.
Well, before you finish that, like you said, it was his birthday weekend. So I am a huge birthday, Christmas, holiday. You need to throw a party. That's me. Like, I even just say, hey, I want to have a party because it's Tuesday. I'm down. Like, I like to throw parties and things. So I'm thinking, okay, it's your birthday. Let's go out. Like, I thought I had planned this great day. I went and I got my makeup done. And in the back of my mind, too, I was kind of like, I don't think you're going to propose to me because it's your birthday weekend. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, this is like year 7. Come on. You ladies know what I'm saying. Like, year 7. Okay, so I had to make sure that my face was right just in case something did happen. But I was just expecting birthday pictures because it was his birthday. So, yeah, that's kind of how he was able to trick me because I was already going to be dressed up anyway.
Yeah. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So yeah,
that's how I did it.
But anyway, fast forward, we got engaged and we got married 3 months later. Mm-hmm. So this is still 2017.
90-day fiance type of deal.
It was very crazy. And then a month and a half after that, I moved to Virginia.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was tough.
2017 was quick
because here we are just getting married, and now you pretty much got to ship your wife off. And that was pretty difficult and hard. But I think it worked out, being that we understood what our career choices and our goals were. Because in the beginning in our relationship, we understood that we are career-driven people. And I told Alexis that I wouldn't interfere with her career. I knew that she wanted to be a doctor way before I came into her life. She knew that I wanted to be successful in my career, which is an engineer, and we wouldn't interfere with that. And so I knew that's what she really wanted to do. And if I was to try to even hold her back from it or anything like that, it wouldn't go well.
Not at all.
Based on that, if you love something and you're not able to do it, you could feel some doubt in that. And that's what I wanted her to do, to, of course, achieve her goal.
And I feel the same. He's also in school right now, pursuing a second degree. So on both sides of us, I think it's important to be supportive of the other person because, of course, we love each other. But at the end of the day, let's go handle this school stuff now and, know that I'm going to hold you down, you hold me down. We have trust in each other. And it actually makes it a lot easier because, I'm studying, or I can text him like, hey, I can't talk tonight, I'm studying, or he'll text me the same. And neither of us is kind of questioning, oh, well, what is this and what is that? We understand it because we're both students. So we can kind of, relate to, all right, I'm gonna be up all night studying, or I got to meet with my group today or something like that. Yeah. But one thing that's awesome is that we're both graduating this May. Yeah. So we'll be done with distance, thank God, for a while. I'm praying, and that's exciting too. So try to find some positive things to look to in your relationship if you are in a distance relationship. Whatever moments you guys do get to spend together, look at those as like your light at the end of the tunnel, because it's not easy being in a distance marriage. I'm 14 hours away from my husband. So some weekends I do wish I could just come home and chill and relax, and we go to a movie or go to dinner or something. Yeah. And we don't have that right now. So when we do make time, or when we are in the same space, we try to make time to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Some of the main things that, for those who are in a distance relationship, some of the key things is communication, which we were able to pick up on way early in our relationship stages, understanding that communication is a top key or a top priority that needs to be had. But then also understanding that, time management. Alexis is an hour ahead of me.
Right.
She has to get up for class. I have to get up for work. But we schedule out to where we make time for each other. I believe you always say, when you really want something, you'll make time for it.
Yeah.
And so that's what basically it is. It's a commitment. It's an understanding for it. And it's beautiful. It really is.
And we pray together. Everyone is different, but faith is definitely a huge part of our relationship. We did premarital counseling before we got married and just talked to Julius's pastor, someone who we both trust and respect, and could go through a lot of tough conversations that you're not really thinking about, because you're dating and everything is flowers and stuff. But once you get in it, things change. And like Julius is saying, for us, our first 2 years of marriage will be distance. So once I am moved back home, I'm sure we'll, run into a whole new list of things that we've never, dealt with before. But I think with having a solid foundation and communication and respect for one another, it'll make a lot, like a huge difference. And then too, we both like to have a good time. We like to have fun.
Yeah. We
laugh. We throw parties with our friends. We both love to visit our family and our niece and my little cousins and everything like that, so we make time for other things as well, not just school. It's not just school and, make time for marriage. And some days it's going to feel like that, especially for those of you who are pursuing medicine. Some days we're going to feel like all we do is 80% of the time work and 20% divide between sleeping and family, but like you said, we try to make time for what we can make time for.
And not every day or not all days are going to be perfect or great. Sometimes we may bump heads on if we have certain projects to do or if we're just tired. And you're going to have those days. You're going to have some rough days where it's like, all right, I'm going to need some, you can't really say space because you already have it.
Right.
So it's more so like, let's take some time, gather ourselves. And one of the key things is making sure that whatever issues you have, keep it between you and your wife or your spouse or your husband. Make sure that you two have a understanding. Don't involve anyone else because it could become one-sided.
Everybody's story is different. Yeah. And even when you're planning like your family or whatever you guys want to do, of course everybody has in their mind what they think they want or what's this and that and the third, but it's your life. Simple as that, it's your thing. So,
and your marriage.
So as long as you guys are good and y'all are on the same page, hopefully everybody else will be happy. If not, they'll be okay. But no, in all honesty, you want to just make sure that you are respecting your spouse, even in distance, just because you guys don't see each other every day. Respect your spouse and your actions and your, communication, everything. And respect yourself, it goes both ways. So, I don't know, is there anything we missed that you think? We're still learning. There's a lot of things we still don't know. But yeah,
we're still growing just because we're still in the beginning stages of our marriage. We haven't hit that marriage yet where we're actually in each other's spaces.
Right.
Just because the first 2 years was in distance. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But
keep us in your prayers.
Keep us in your prayers, please. But other than that, I think we hit majority of the key topics.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comment box. Thank you for joining me today on From One to None.
No problem.
We appreciate you. Everybody, please tune in again, watch and subscribe. And please just keep in touch with us if you have any questions for Julius about what he's doing. If you have any questions for me about what I'm doing, let us know and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you guys.